I've had to put up with this guy for quite some time now. I think what really pushed me over was when we had to do a group assignment. So anyways, we had to do a group assignment for art class, and the idea of the assignment was to create a song incorporating everything we've learned up until then. I got together with my friends and we made our own group. Well, guess who comes over and talks to us? Bruce Lee? Donald Trump? Sadly, no. It was the kid who this entire video was made about. His name is Ansh. I know what many of you may be thinking. Why would you use his real name? Well, I'll explain why later in the video. So Ansh walks over to us and asks us if we'll let him in. I'm reluctant at first, but then I agree because he has no other group. So it comes time for all of us to work on the song together. I spent at least 2 hours working on the lyrics with all the other 4 people in my group, and Ansh is nowhere to be found. Where is he, you may ask? He decides to go to the basketball game at school instead of coming to help us. After we've all been working on the lyrics for this song, I decided to take a little break because I'm hungry. We started around 6 and it's about 8, so I go into my kitchen and grab something to eat, only to discover that Ansh is mad at me. I mean, come on, I was only gone for 30 minutes. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm low-key anorexic, so I need all the calories I can get. But the fact that he gets mad at me for being gone 30 minutes after he's missed an entire 2 hours of work still confuses me. And when I left to go eat, we were pretty much done. We had like 1 stanza left, and all the members of my group had even said it was okay for me to go eat. And remember when I said I was reluctant about him joining? It's because all he does is play around and goof off. I mean, let's just take a look at him in math class, for example. I'm sitting in class trying to be a quote-unquote good boy, and I feel something hit the back of my head. I think nothing of it, and I go back to writing. Then I feel another small object hit the back of my head, and I turn around and discover that he and this other kid had been throwing paper at me the entire time. The teacher, of course, hadn't noticed because she had her back turned, but when she turned around, she discovered a white blanket of paper had covered the carpet in her room. Long story short, I was the one who had to pick it up because they blamed the entire incident on me. So back to the project. We finished the lyrics and agreed to meet up at one of the group members' houses. Ansh decides it's a good idea to bring a bow and arrow, and I kid you not, every time I tried recording my part, he had the thing pointed at me. Good thing he has a bad aim because each time it narrowly missed the back of my head. I think one of them actually grazed the back of my head. So we ended up finishing the film and recording in about 4 days. I didn't even bother to show up the 3rd day because I was sick and tired of Ansh by now, and I didn't want to lose any limbs in the process. So a couple of days pass and me and one of my friends are playing a game together. We're having fun. Then Ansh decides to spam the guy on Skype, Snapchat, FaceTime, you name it. I'm talking non-stop during the entire round of the game. After the round, I go into the group chat that we were all in to tell the dude to stop being desperate. If your calls weren't being answered the first 5 times, what makes you think they'll be answered the next 5 times as well? Ansh then proceeds to call me a racist, and right after he calls me a racist, the best thing he can compare me to is a sheet of paper. I think his exact words were, I blocked Finn, didn't feel like dealing with his paper racist ass. I tell him I blocked him as well, and I leave the chat expecting to be left alone, but of course nothing ever goes my way, and he starts talking about me behind my back. This is why I'm saying his actual name. If he can talk behind my back to everyone at school, he can take being publicly humiliated on YouTube. I hate people talking behind my back. It's like they're too scared to say what they have to your face. But then again, this is Ansh we're talking about, and if you know him in real life, you'd understand. But what was he saying? I thought I'd never know, but the people in the college just so happened to be my friends, and they told me exactly what he said. He talked about personal things like my family members. I couldn't stand that, so I decided to make this video to expose some of the wrongs that he's done to me and many other people. Well, this is the end of the rant video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and don't